warm greetings from the Insurance Institute of India. I am Dr. Kutty, faculty member of the College of Insurance, and we welcome you all to this session of Intnl. Our guest today is a very important personality. Mr. Anand Pejawar is the President of Information Technology, Operations and International Business at SBI Life. A graduate in engineering with additional qualifications in law and business management, Mr. Pejawar joined LIC far back in 1983, and since then he has about 37 years of experience, rich experience I would say, about 20 years in the insurance industry, 14 years in banking, and 3 years in financial services distribution. In SBI Life, he had initiated the concept of integrated banking and microinsurance. But above all, I think what I would like to mention is his notable contribution and role in taking SBI Life into one of the leading private sector, in fact, the #1 private sector life insurance company today. Though it started, I think, much later than some of the other companies, today it has become a marketing powerhouse with almost close to 8 million life insurance policies in force. So hearty welcome, Mr. Pejawar, and we really thank you for accepting our invitation. To start with, Mr. Pejawar, we would like to ask you, could you tell us one or two of the central issues which you think are critical today in the life insurance industry, especially in this pandemic situation?
Dr. Kutty, first of all, thanks for inviting me on this show of III called Intnl. It's an honor and privilege for me to be on this. Last year, when the pandemic broke out, everybody took it as a big challenge. What to do, how to get about these things, because this is something which was unseen by people who are today running the organizations. For a simple reason, all of us were fighting with an enemy which we don't know how it was. We knew nothing about the enemy, absolutely nothing. But I think the life insurance industry took this as an opportunity and changed the challenge into an opportunity of all sorts. You sit back and see, everybody thought that probably the industry would not grow, it would degrow. But fortunately for everybody, there is growth in the industry. The industry has grown, whatever percentage it may be, but it has definitely grown, and grown in the worst times that we have seen in the last century that we have looked at. Look at the technological transformations that every organization has undergone in the last 1 year. The speed at which these transformations took place and the agility with which everyone in those organizations readily accepted these changes. Now, normally we have seen there is a lot of resistance to any change in organizations, but here we found that changes are happening very fast. All the stakeholders in the industry were readily accepting the change very openly. So this was a very heartening thing that happened.
Coming to technology, we understand that SBI Life especially has been focusing on leveraging the role of technology in creating its competitive edge in the market. How would you see the role of technology as an enabler in the life insurance industry, sir?
Very true, Dr. Kutty. Just like you made the opening remarks, SBI Life started in 2001. So we were the second lot of organizations which got licensed to operate. And our main distributor is State Bank of India. So it's the biggest, largest banking conglomerate in the country, and today is appearing in the top Fortune 500 companies worldwide. Now here, in this kind of a pandemic, I think the biggest challenge for the life insurance industry, and obviously for State Bank of India Life, so SBI Life Insurance also, was how do we completely change the paradigm shift, not only on the seller, but also from the buyer's point of view. Insurance, life insurance has always been a face-to-face selling. So from a face-to-face selling, moving to a remote or maybe an assisted sales process where I and you can't see, can't sit across the table and discuss, but probably we can talk through this method. Moving from that scenario to a completely digitized platform, whether it is an app for sourcing, whether it is an app for servicing the customer, whether it is an app for settlement of claims, because lockdowns happened, containment areas took place, movement was restricted, but still life insurance companies had to provide the necessary service that is required for the customers. We could not sit back and say, oh, there is a lockdown, so we can't provide you the service. Okay, and this was a huge challenge, which I think all the insurance companies moved into a opportunity by using technology, by using the latest available tools that are there in the ecosystem, and trying to see how we can make life simpler for the customer, for the distributor, for the employee, who are the main stakeholders in this. I think so. This is where the technology has played a huge role as an enabler for the life insurance industry in India. That's my take on this technological fact as an enabler.
I would like to probe a little deeper, sir. Could you tell us some more specifically some of the initiatives and interventions that SBI Life has been taking in this area of technology?
Okay, I will get into details. Now, when I get into details, I will probably bifurcate that into various stakeholders. Start with the distributor, because without, as we all know, that life insurance is still a business of solicitation. So it's a push business. Distributor plays a very important role in this. Now, because of this pandemic, the movement of the distributor was completely gone. He was not allowed to move. As I said, containment areas, you can't move out, you can't talk, you can't do so many things. So the first thing that SBI Life did was, the journey for SBI Life in digitization started way back in 2017. So it's not that we started only after the pandemic. For us, digitization or digital transformation is a huge enabler. And what SBI Life believes is that it is not transforming the physical way you are doing business into a digital format. It's a completely new way of looking at doing the business on a digital platform. Okay. So what we first did was, for the benefit of the distributors, we came out with an app, in-house app called Smart Advisor. For all practical reason, it's a SBI Life office in the pocket of the distributor. So whatever information the distributor needs to enable him to sell the right product to the right customer at the right time, doing everything in the right manner, including need analysis, including suitability analysis, everything is provided on the need analysis, on the Smart Advisor app that has been developed. Now here, once the Smart Advisor app is used for convincing the customer the solution to his insurance need, then comes the second question of customer. Now, obviously, internationally, there have been studies where we have found that the most important or the topmost reason why the customer is not happy to buy an insurance, especially life insurance policy, is because of the documentation. So we went into a completely digitized sourcing through an application called M-Connect. M-Connect is Mobile Connect Life. So the entire proposal form was shrunk on a mobile device. Okay. And through the mobile device, the customer and the distributor could actually go through the entire form, get it filled up. And to a large extent, we got the API integration done with the financial ecosystem. Today, fortunately in India, though many of them may not be aware, in the financial ecosystem, we have so much of data available about our customer, which can easily be used to do the entire risk management and underwriting for the customer. This gives us a complete 360-degree view of the customer, and it helps the underwriter to take the right decision based on the information that is provided. So no paper at all up till now. Okay. So you have the underwriting done. We use a lot of analytics in the organization, and as to underwriting, to policy servicing, to renewal, to claim management. Okay. Once this is done and the proposal is accepted, policy is issued, we also give the facility to the customer to issue it on a DMAT format directly to a e-repository. So if you see right from the sourcing point till the issuance point, it is penless, paperless issuance of a policy. Because fortunately, it balances by putting an Insta PIWC. So today, once you submit the proposal, you as a customer will get a bit.ly link from us on your registered mobile number, where you have to do a pre-issuance welcome call with a 15-second video message in that. Once you record that and submit, your entire transaction for the policy is completed. So there is no paper, there is no signing of documents, nothing required, unless and until you don't have your data in any one of these 3 or 4 things that I mentioned. Look at the KYC thing. Issuance point, no paper is done. So I call it a paperless, penless issuance of a policy. And we actually issue some of the policies which are paperless, penless. Okay. Then come to the servicing part of it. Once the policy is issued, we come to the servicing angle. Servicing, we have created enough application. We have something called a smart care application. It's purely for the customer engagement right from the time he has applied for a policy. So the moment he applies for a policy, he is asked to download this app on his registered mobile, and we send an OTP on his registered mobile. So that's again a confirmation of all the security requirements which are there. And from then onwards, he stays connected with SBI Life through the smart care application which is there. To such an extent that till maturity or settlement of the claim, he is connected with SBI Life, and we keep him engaged throughout the year. It is not that we engage with the customer only during renewal period. Because the biggest feedback insurance companies get is that life insurance companies do not engage with the customer unless and until the renewal is due. So this was again one of the things what we looked at. How can I make use of this wonderful app which has been created for the entire life journey of this particular thing, and ensure that this entire engagement is kept live till that. Last, we had a huge problem because after I think LIC, we are the largest annuity providers in the country. And we had a huge problem with issuance of annuities because the certificate of existence was becoming a big issue. And we were not allowed to get into the other arrangement which Government of India has given for PSU employees to do it through the Aadhaar card. So we came out with something called as eCOE. So if you are an annuitant, I just send you a bit.ly link. You complete the thing which is just taking 3 minutes in your house or in your office, wherever you are, send it back to us. And you will be, all these applications have been built internally by the organization in an environment called DigiLab, the employee. In this pandemic, I think the biggest challenge which most of the organizations faced was, how do you manage the employees without they coming to office? I remember about last year, post 20th March, within 72 hours, and I'm not exaggerating, within 72 hours, SBI Life could put in the work from home environment in place for all the critical functions, including treasury trading, which happens with online Bloomberg screen given to the dealer at his residence. Talking to you, almost 60 to 70% of the population is working from home without any hindrance, without any obstructions, and with full InfoSec security measures put in place. So technological enablements, I went into a little detail. I have a fantastic operations team, a fantastic IT team, and I'm fortunate enough that both of these teams.
Exciting account of how we are really trying to create that what we call the customer experience throughout the journey. In fact, I was especially last question, very briefly, what would you, if I were to ask you to just make one final remark, a word of advice to our members and viewers who are watching this show, what would it be?
and I've always believed, starting my career with LIC in 1983, I have always believed that we are in the most noblest profession that one can be. In political fraternity gives up hope after the person dies. It is only the life insurance company, the life insurance advisor who stands by the family in their hour of need. So I have the profession of providing financial security to the family when the breadwinner is no more. That is the time when everybody goes off. Especially today, look at the number of deaths happening. Look at the number of COVID claims that the insurance companies are paying day in and day out. I think the person who has gone can't be replaced, but at least his vision for his family, what he had thought of that his family would continue to do even if he is not there. I think that vision is what every life insurance professional secures for the life assured. And I think that's the biggest profession I look at. So I always tell my people, upgrade your knowledge and get your skill development taking place. Every person has got the requisite skill in whatever he is doing, but you need to continuously upgrade it. Otherwise, you become the Kodak of the earlier century. What happened, what we saw. Adopt new methods and technologies. This is what I see, and this pandemic has taught us that if we don't change fast, if we don't adapt ourselves at a speed which is required, we'll be left behind. And this is something which I want to tell. That scope is huge. I think protection gap is huge in the country. So the scope is huge for life insurance. God has given us a unique opportunity to serve the people and the society. And I think we must grab it. Last beat of piece, which I will probably like to say is, as life insurance professionals, let us also spread the message and information to get people vaccinated. Because in today's world, this is the only thing that will save us in future. So let's spread the message. Let students and fellows from the life insurance industry, I would say, stay safe, stay sound, and God bless them in this wonderful, noble profession they are.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session, and especially that last message of hope in these times. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on this, and I'm very grateful to III for calling me and asking me to share my views on this thing. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, sir. It was our pleasure.